That sucked. Come on, folks. I finished strong, and I know it's the end of the program, so actually, you guys, you didn't get the memo. It's cool, you didn't get the memo. There's a proper way to answer the question. When you're in a session with me, the proper way to answer the question, how's everybody doing today? It's a very enthusiastic, I'm talking like borderline overly enthusiastic, I'm awesome! This side of the room's out. Your car, where are we? Kind of, it's corny, right? Oh, really, the motivational speaker is going to tell me I'm awesome? No, there's a bigger issue at play here, you guys. I share this with a lot of my coaching clients. How you talk to yourself, what you say to yourself, the words that you use, that has a massive, massive impact on your ability to be more successful in every single thing that you do. I share with people there's a fine line between self-deprecation and self-abuse, and how you talk to yourself consistently often helps determine what side of the line you live on. So we're going to be here for a couple hours together. We should probably do this one more time. How's everybody doing today? Yes! You guys, should we do some kumbaya stuff? You guys want? Tammy's like, no. All right, we're going to dive in. A couple things everybody's going to need today. Everyone should have one of these workbooks. Anybody not have one of these handouts on the table in front of them? The only other thing you're going to need today, if you don't have one, Dave and Mary Lynn will stand up and pirouette for you so they know where they're at. They're going to get chased down. We got a couple in the back, a couple up front here. Thank you so much. The only other thing you're going to need today is a pen. So if you don't have a pen, borrow one from a friend. If you don't have a friend, I think I got an idea for next year's keynote. Perfect. First thing I want to do, inside is a little 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. It looks like this. What I want you to do is I want you to take that piece of paper out, put that face down on the table next to you. What that is, face down, John, on the table next to you. What that is, you guys, that just highlights some of the ongoing resources that Michael and the district have asked me to make available to you. I'm going to spend about 2 minutes at the end of today's program talking about that, but for now, it's got letters and numbers, and you don't need to be distracted by that. So go ahead and open this guy up. This is yours to keep. First thing you want to do, so you get. Thank you for spending your weekend at the Grand Hotel. You get a memory training workbook to take home with you. First thing you want to do in the top left, where it says your name, where it says name, is just go ahead and jot down your name. Write down your own. I know, yeah, Mike. This is the first memory test. If you can't remember your own name, you are absolutely in the right room today. And if you can't remember your own name, you have issues that I am not equipped to deal with. You got bigger problems than I can handle. Under that, where it says speaker's name, that's my name, which is Rob. Ooh, and it's up on the screen. It's Z like zebra, B like boy, I-E-R-S-K-I. Just like it sounds. Let me do this. I learned this one from Michael. My direct line to get a hold of me, it'll be up at the end too. I'll give it to you now. My direct line in my office is area code 847-610-0847. I know. Have you met my friend Michael? Cool. A little bit about me, you guys. I've been to Canada, so I can say this now. I am an internationally recognized speaker, instructor, and personal coach with Freedom Personal Development. We do all types of different personal and professional development training programs. We help people become better versions of themselves. Dave, where's Dave Dove at? Where's Dave? Give me a hand. I can barely. There he is, Dave. I tried this out with Dave last night, so if it works, if you guys like this one, awesome. If not, blame Dave. Here's what I do. I help really effective and efficient people learn how to have more fun, and I help people who have a little bit too much more fun learn how to be more efficient and effective. That's basically what I do through our training. So we do programs like memory training, speed reading, attitude, goal setting, time management, how to train your brain for success. Where it says focus of this session, you'll want to write down the words instant recall memory. Instant recall memory. Super fun topic. It's right underneath speaker's name where it says focus of this session. Okay, that's fine. So here's what an instant recall memory. What this is going to do. I was actually, before I did that, I was invited to spend, like I said, somewhere between an hour and 4, depending on how well you guys pick this up. I'm kidding, we're going to be here like an hour. Don't worry about it. Help show you how you can increase your success in every single thing that you do by improving your memory. Okay? Because if you think back on it, really think back on your life, on your career, you're going to know that it's this mental factor that's played a huge role in all your success and probably some of the failure that you've ever had. It comes down to what you can recall and when you can recall it. The good news is that whatever you want to be better at remembering. I know a lot of people, they talk about, I want to be better at remembering names. Some people, they want to be better at delivering presentations. Some people want to be better at remembering details of conversations. One dude's like, hey buddy, I forgot to pick up my kids from school the other day. Yeah, sure, I can help you. It's a different meeting. But anyway, yeah, whatever it is you want to be better at remembering, you have the ability to train your brain to be better at recalling the information. The great news is that when you make the decision to improve your memory, you're just going to be more successful in every single thing that you do. So my company, Freedom Personal Development, we are the largest and most successful memory training school in the world. For the last 20 years, actually I think our company's 21 years old now, we can drink. For the last 21 years, we've been working primarily with professionals and their family members to develop this instant recall memory. So how many of you, a show of hands, have kids or grandkids in your life? That's most of you. Awesome. What this instant recall memory is going to do for kids is it helps them increase their test scores while reducing their study time. Okay, where's the college kids in the room? You guys fired up about that? You cool? Yeah. Wait, I don't have to study as much and I can get better grades? Sign me up. For you all, for the folks that are out of school, these are the type of skills that help you foster better relationships. They're going to help you increase your efficiency, your success, your professionalism. Most of my clients who learn the information, they're going to take the information I'm going to share with you today, they're using it to make more money. All of my clients are taking the information that I'm going to share with you today and increasing the power of their memory. They're using it to experience a higher level of energy and focus in everything they do while reducing the amount of unwanted stress that comes with their day-to-day. So we cool with a couple of those things? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like what's the option? What's the alternative? Right? No, Rob, put me in therapy and make sure I can't afford it. Right? That's the how do you say no to that? So perfect. So before we dive in today, I want to have a little fun. Let's do this. I need you guys to just kind of play along with me for a second. What I want you to do is this will all come back to us in a bit. Do you guys see this speaker over here? This big speaker right here? If you can't see the speaker, do you believe that there's a speaker up here? Yeah, perfect. On this speaker, I want you to picture a bunch of keys, right? So just like, the janitor keys, like take those, or a bunch of skeleton, or just take one giant key and stick it into that speaker. Does the feedback thing. So you guys got that? So on this speaker, I want you, what do you have on this speaker? Keys. Perfect. Next thing is on the second column there. Do you guys see the second column with all the wires coming off of it? Yeah, the second column. Yeah. Bob, I hope, or do you prefer Ted still? Bob, I'm just kidding. Bob, you know exactly what I'm talking about with the second column, right? Good, yeah. On that column, I want you to plug, you're still Bob, right? Yeah, okay, good. I just want to make sure I didn't screw up. Okay, good. On that column, I want you to plug an NFL goalpost. So you guys know what I'm talking about, the big yellow NFL goalpost? So it's got the flags on top. And then what I want you to do is I want you to just light that sucker on fire. So on the column, you've got an NFL goalpost, and it's on fire. Fantastic. I'm going to walk around. You got me, Mitch? Over here, next thing we're going to talk about, all right, so this middle window, we're going to go behind the column. Everybody see me okay? Over here on this window right here, I want you to picture a staircase. Okay, so you can have like a spiral staircase or some with a landing. I don't really care, whatever works for you. I just want you to have a staircase going to the top of this window. So on the window we've got a staircase. Excellent. Next thing, in the back. Do you guys see this exit sign in the back? Do you guys believe that there's an exit sign in the back? Good. I love the faith in the instructor already. On that exit sign, I want you to take a big lever, like a big crowbar, and I want you to cram that crowbar in there, and you're trying to get that exit sign off the wall. And the way you're doing that is you're weighting it down with books, rich leather-bound books, and stereo speakers. You guys got that? So on the exit sign, you've got a crowbar, like a lever, like it's a lever with, and what's weighing it down? Books and stereo speakers. Perfect. Hey, what do we have going on by Bob's column over there? Oh, that sounds naughty. What's going on in the column over there? Goalpost on fire. Perfect. Everybody turn around and wave to Mitch up on top. Everybody say, hi, Mitch. No, say it like you like him. Hi, Mitch. All right, Mitch, I love you. You've got a giant semi-truck crashing through the big camera stage. You guys picture? There's a giant semi-truck just barreling through, crashing through. Mitch didn't stand a chance. We still love you, Mitch. All right, so coming out of the window, you've got a big semi-truck. Perfect. All right, next thing is All right, you guys see this big lamp post over here? There's a big old light pole over here. What I want you to do is I want you to take, because if anyone's going golfing or get you practice up, I want you to picture a golf club, all right? And you got a golf club, and you're just bashing this light as hard as you can. You're shattering the glass. There's glass flying everywhere. So you got a big club, and what are you doing to this light? You're just smashing and bashing the light with your golf club. All right. Then we've got, we'll use the doorway. On the doorway, I want you to picture that this is a clothing rack, okay? And hanging from this clothing rack, you have stepped into the vest section. So you have a whole clothing rack of lovely vests. So you've got sweater vests and Argyle vests and Coast Guard vests and safety vests. So on the clothing rack in the door, you've got a bunch of vests. Perfect. Who here is totally lost at this point? Awesome. Appreciate it. Scott, what's going on to Mitch? What happened to Mitch? He got hit by a semi-truck. Fantastic. And what's going on with the exit sign over there? Crowbar being weighed down with books. You're not, see, everyone's on your side. It's all good. It's Rotary, baby. We serve. All right, over here, the 8th thing we got going on. I have no idea what this thing, what is this thing? Legos. This is the art. Do you guys see the art? All right, it's medieval art. Thank you, Joe. Medieval art. We're going to pick, this is actually like a door, it looks like a set of doors. So I want you to picture is you open up this medieval art set of doors, and out comes a bunch of like birthday presents and Christmas presents and Hanukkah gifts, and you just got a bunch of, it's like Rip Taylor, and there's just like confetti flying everywhere and boxes, and they're all wrapped up, and it's Virginia, you good? You're like, Virginia's covered in presents and gifts and all that. You guys got that? It's like every day for you though, right? Exactly, perfect. All right, 9th thing we're gonna do is actually the screen. Oh, perfect, the screen. Oh, there's a string. On the screen, I want you to picture a clapperboard. Do you guys know what a clapperboard is? Yeah, thank you. Could you stand up and do that? I'm totally joking. She's into it. I love it. Back when they made movies, like when they were making movies here back in the day, they had the guy that said, all right, scene 17, act 4, take 4, and they'd have the thing, and they would remember that thing? Yeah, it's black and white. And what do they always scream? What do they always say when they smack that thing down? Action. So I want you to picture on this screen, oh, I'm so shiny. I want you to take a clapperboard, and you're crushing this screen. You got it. Thank you. And every time you're doing it, you're going action, 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 action. So you guys got that? That's what's going on the screen. Is anybody writing this down? No, good. It's a memory training. All right. Last thing we're going to talk about is we got the backdrop here. All right. On the backdrop, I want you to picture a giant silverback gorilla is just tearing through this thing, like King Kong. You guys know what I'm talking about? Silverback gorilla. It's like the big alpha male. It's got the big silver, not the tramp stamp, not this way, but it's got the big silver, it's the alphabet. So anyway, coming out of this thing is a big giant silverback gorilla, and it's just tearing through, coming at us. You guys got that? All right, perfect. Real quick review. What were you doing to the light over there? Golf, yeah. And what happened to poor Mitch? Oh, they got that one real quick. What do we have going on with the speaker up here? Keys, perfect. All right, and what was coming out of the medieval art? Present. What was up with the exit sign? Crowbar, a lever. Yeah, I'm going to call it a lever. What about the window? We haven't talked about that in a while. Staircase, yep. What's up with the screen up here? Clapperboard, awesome. And gorilla, silverback gorilla coming through. Awesome. You guys, perfect. I'm Rob. It's been fun. Totally joking. Totally joking. So we're going to come back. We're going to revisit this idea. I just actually pre-programmed your brains a little bit, so I'll explain what that means in a minute. So we're here to talk about your memory. So I would love to get some feedback from you. What is it, like we talked a little bit earlier, like whatever it is you want to be better at remembering, you have the ability to train yourself to do so. What is it that you would love to be better at remembering? Popcorn style. Let me just hear. What's names. Oh, when it goes like here. Anywhere. We call that, yes, in our training programs, we call that walking. Did you hear what she said? She said, what like going upstairs to get something. We call that walking into the hereafter. When you get upstairs, you're like, what am I here after? What the hell am I doing? And you always go back. You go back like, I thought about it here. It's going to come back to me right here. That person, I met him when I was really drunk. I should probably get drunk again because that's how I'll remember their name. That one doesn't work. All right, so you got, what the heck am I here after? I heard names. Show of hands if like names is a big thing for you. Yeah, perfect. If your hand's not in the air, you're lying to yourself. So, all right, why is names such a big deal? Why is it so important to be able to remember people's names? They like you too, yeah. What else? They like hearing it. They're important, yeah. Yeah, listen, these are all, it all stems from a book that was written by Dale Carnegie back in the day called How to Win Friends and Influence People. Show of your hands if you've heard of this book. Yeah, awesome. Okay, keep them up if you've read it. Awesome. That's actually much better than most of the groups I speak for. Yeah, this book was written back in the 1930s. It's like the #2 best-selling personal development book of all time. I think it's second to the Bible. But in it, it's got 2 key principles that we incorporate these things into your business or into your life. You're going to make more money. You're just going to be more successful all around. And you may want to jot these down where it says 2 tips from Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Carnegie said that people, number 1, people's favorite subject is what? Oh, good. You guys know this already. Have you ever noticed that it doesn't come out super obvious like that, though? Like when you meet people, they're not like, oh, hey, I'm Rob. It's Saturday. Let's talk about me. That conversation rarely happens, but you pick up on it. You pick up on these things in conversations. People want to talk about their families. They want to talk about their hobbies, their passions, the sports they like to do. They want to talk about their grandkids. Listen, when you guys get back from the island, you know that people would way rather talk about their vacation than hear about yours, right? You guys know that? Yeah. Carnegie went on to say that the more of that information you can take and remember about someone, the higher the likelihood that they're going to like you, trust you, and want to do business with you. John, you ever felt that to be true? Yeah, only every single time. Absolutely. The more you can remember about someone, the higher the likelihood that they're going to like you, trust you, and fundamentally want to do business with you. The second thing that Carnegie said is that the #1 people want you to remember about them, he called it the sweetest sound in the world, is what? #1 thing people want you to remember is their name. Yeah, it's their name. Again, he called it the sweetest sound in the world. And now we probably know this already, and based on the feedback I got already, how many of you have done the thing where you met, and by the way, we're in a safe place with friends, so you can totally own up to this one today. How many of you have ever done the thing where you met someone for the very first time? Either a business setting or a social setting. You walk up to the person, you got their name, you shook their hand, and then like literally no sooner than a handshake breaks, is that name gone, vanished in midair. Who's at this one? Come on, I get 2 hands and a foot out of some people. Yeah, it's embarrassing. Dave, literally, you're like, yes. We were talking about, I had to teach you how to remember your own name last night. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's embarrassing. One of the things that we do through our bigger programs is we teach 6 steps on how to remember people's names. I don't like to talk about problems without giving solutions, so I'm going to share with you guys a couple of quick, the first 2 tips I'm going to share with you today. We call these memory amplifiers. These are things that if you only focus on doing these 2 things, I can virtually guarantee you're going to clear up at least 85% of that figuring the name 5 seconds after you meet them from ever happening again. Yeah, you'll want to write these down, and then some of you are like white-knuckling the pen. You're like, give me the goods now. The first thing you need to do, can we put this up? Yeah, thank you. The first thing you do when you meet someone for the very first time, this is dramatic. It's my program, people. Slow down and listen. Write that one down. Slow down and listen. Seems really simplistic, right? This guy came all the way from Chicago to tell me to slow down and listen. But think about it for a second. When you're meeting someone for the very first time, what's going on in your head? What are you thinking about? Yeah, people's favorite thing to talk about is what? Themselves. Yeah, you're sizing up, you're having the whole conversation with them. It's because, watch it, it's because people's brains, your brain thinks 7 times faster than other people can speak. What that means is right now, you're all listening to me. You're paying attention, you're taking notes. I know that you're all having at least 4 to 5 other conversations with yourself right now. Is it rude to get up and go pee? I should have got more coffee. Ooh, there's lemonade. Did you see there's pretzels? This guy looks great in gray. Is he really going to be for 45 more minutes? Who's got this right now? I know. I'm not just a memory training expert. I'm a mind reader. So, yeah, it's the thing. Your brain is designed to multitask. When you're multitasking, you're not forgetting that person's name 5 seconds after you met him. You never heard it to begin with. You walk up to the person, you had the whole conversation with them. By the time they open their mouth, it went in one ear right out there. You're like, what just happened? Listen, because of what I do, listen, you forget someone's name 5 seconds after you meet them, it doesn't mean you have a bad memory. It means you're a horrible listener. No, because of what I do, you can imagine, with some of you we've had some fun conversations. Like I have really interesting conversations with people because of what I do. And they usually go down 1 of 2 paths. I get some people are like, memory guy, huh? Oh man, my memory sucks. Dude, man, I can't remember names and faces or what the heck I walked into the room for. I forgot to pick kids up from school. Like, my memory sucks. Or I get the opposite. Like, memory guy, huh? Yeah, I went to Carnegie. Yeah, I got a good memory, man. I don't know what it is. I'm good at remembering stuff. I remember my buddies from high school and the second wives' names and the kind of car they drive. I'm good at remembering stuff. And the thing you guys need to understand is that your memory isn't good or bad. Your memory is trained or it's untrained. You stole my water. Nice try. It's all good. The second thing you need to do when you meet someone for the very first time is, there we go. Second thing you need to do is you need to repeat the person's name. Thank you so much. Was this yours? It was fantastic. 2 fingers, scotch. Repeat the person's, now you guys are right. Repeat the person's name back to them. Repeat the person's name back to them. 2 to 3 times in the first 30 seconds has been proven to be most effective. That being said, I'm confident that you all have worked with enough people to understand there's that fine line between effective and creepy. You know what I'm talking about? So here, let's just do it. Here, we'll role play a little bit. We'll kind of, you want to play in my sandbox for a second? Yeah. All right, cool. I'm Rob. You are? I'm Jan. Jan. Hey, Jan. Yeah, you're still Jan. What's up, Jan? Jan. Which one is that? You're an amazing ventriloquist. I'm talking to you and the voice is over there. You thought it Are you scared? Do you want to hang? I feel like Jan and I are partying all night. It's 2 drink minimum, Jan. I'd tell you not to forget to tip your waitress, but you can't do that here. So anyway, most people said, who said creepy? All right, so wait, let's do this, Jan. Let's back up. Let's say that we're in room 240. Am I allowed to say the room number for the party? Because I don't know if everybody's not invited. So let's say we're at a social setting, cocktail hour, and I come up to you and we've never met. And I'm like, Jan. And like, how long are we going to hang out if I do that?
Well, depends on what you offer.
She won't let go.
Would you like to come to my room?
Okay, good. I do look as red on screen as I feel right now. Jan, you sultry vixen. You want to play in my sandbox for a minute? I'm Rob. You are?
Barbara.
Barbara.
Rob.
Yeah. Thank you. Creepy or good? Creepy. I'm sorry, Jan. I still love you. I feel like there might be underpants thrown on stage by the end of today. I'm just going to throw that out there. Not mine. So Barbara, okay, same question. I still love you. I'm coming back to you later. Don't worry. If we had met, again, same thing. If we had met like that and I'm like, Barbara, can't you see something? Like if I'm throwing some weird thing like that, that's creepy, right? We're not going to hang out, especially if I'm not buying drinks. My point exactly. Do you want to go right now? You kind of want to leave. You're like, excuse me, Rob, I got to pee. Yeah. By the way, you guys watch this. Do you know why that's so creepy? If you've ever been creeped out by people, scientifically, there's actually a reason for this. Scientifically speaking, what happens? Your brain is this giant electrical system. So what happens is, you ever been to a party and you think you hear your name, like from across the room? You know, they're like, Renee, huh? And you do one of those things. Like, because what happens is every time, like you said, it's the sweetest sound in the world. You love to hear it. 1 watt of electricity fires in your brain. So Jan, what's happening, Jan? When I'm saying your name, Jan, is I'm literally electrocuting you. Like you just electrocuted me to death. That's why it's so creepy. You understand? Like, do you guys get that? Well, Jan, we got this great offer from Uverse, Jan. If you sign up today, Jan, I'll knock $200 off your first bill, Jan. And you're like, oh, you freaked out. That's why it sucks. So you guys understand, like, that's not the way to do it, right? We've figured that out. Cool. You want to try and work it in naturally. It might look something like this. I'm Rob. You are? John? Your last name?
Akanusen.
John Akanusen.
That is correct.
Awesome. Nice to meet you, John. Where do you live?
I live in Ann Arbor.
Fantastic. You've got a lot of Ann Arborians, Ann Arborists, Ann Arborites. All right, that was close. Cool. How long have you been with Rotary, John?
Oh, about 22 years.
Nice. Round of applause for John. 22 years. You know Virginia, but no. Cool. You enjoying the week? You have a double. You literally. I just realized you have two names on. You both. Yeah. It's awesome. Enjoying the weekend so far?
Absolutely.
Cool. What's your favorite part been? Besides the memory training thing so far? Yeah.
Oh, well, I think it's been actually Virginia Northeast talk.
Awesome. Nice. Thank you, Virginia, for sharing it. Cool. John, it was really nice meeting you. Thanks for playing along. How many times have I used John's name in this interaction? 6. If you count the time I said how many times I used John's name, and now we're at 7. And aside from the fact that everyone was paying attention to every word out of our mouth, was that an overly odd or awkward conversation? No, I'm not trying to hypnotize you. You're John. You're John. Right? That's not the point. The point is this. If you don't repeat the person's name back to them, 5 or 10 minutes later, you're in the middle of a conversation with this person. They're telling you all the things that are important to them. And I don't know, if you're trying to recruit them into Rotary, is that a slightly important thing to be paying attention to? Yeah, and if you can't remember their name, what's the only thing going through your head? What's their name? What's their name? What's their name? What's their name? You can't listen. You can't ask good questions. You can't do all the things that are really crucial to fostering that relationship. You guys get that? So another thing I want to talk about real quick, there's another names scenario that comes up. And this one, this is when you run into somebody that you know, and I mean, you know them, and they remember your name and you can't remember theirs. Who's had this one? Yeah? Woo! Where does this one happen? Everywhere doesn't count. Here, like with the people wearing the name badges, John. Really, that's fantastic. All right, so where does this typically happen? I heard frozen food section. It's always the frozen food section, right? Or Starbucks. Yeah, you're like minding your own business, like shopping in the frozen pizzas. Someone's like, "Hey, Bob, how are you? It's good to see how you been." And you're like, "What do you do?" You're like, "Hey, what's up, dude? Looking good, chief. Hey, lady." And like, we laugh about it here, but when you're in that moment, how does it feel? Bad. It feels terrible. Why? Because you can't remember, yeah. And it's that message that's getting sent out. Even for a fraction of a second, it's that message that you're forgettable or that you're unimportant. And listen, or you're not worth it. Thank you, yeah. And listen, you run into somebody that you haven't seen in 6 months in the frozen pizza section of the grocery store, you can't remember that. It doesn't mean that they're unimportant, but that message gets sent out regardless. And when it comes to the idea of fostering the relationships, for those of you that are still in business, like, Scott, I don't want you to have to like hide behind the mayonnaise because you can't remember somebody's name at the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like you can't do the things you need to do to build your business. You guys get that? Cool. So I do have some very, very good news for you today. The best news I have for you all today, your memories are perfect. You all have a perfect memory. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Every person you've ever met, details of every meeting you've been to, every course you've taken, book you've read, movie you've seen, it's all up in your brain. Just kind of floating around. The challenge is access. Now, when I tell this to people, I get 2 very different responses. I get, Renee, thank you for doing response A, which is, yes! God, I can't wait to tell my spouse I got perfect memory. Most of the back of the room was like, ha! That's hilarious. But it's true. It's true. Check this out. A couple different ways you can prove this. Go back to the grocery store thing. Like you struggle, you get through the conversation, and an hour later, you're driving down the road, your mind's free and clear, and what happens? Yeah, you ever done the 2 o'clock in the morning thing? You're like, it's Joe. Like, you cannot call him. Dude, do not call him at 2 o'clock in the morning to tell him, hey, man, I know you, you're Joe. Right? You can't chase him out of the grocery store. Hey, wait. Right? They're unimpressed. They already know it. This happens to kids in school. Kids get labeled bad test takers all the time. They do their homework. They prepare for their test. You know, they study, but then they sit on the test. Is this happening to you guys, gals? You sit down and take the test, and you blank. But then that night, you're talking to the kids or grandkids about it at dinner, and what happens? They're rattling it all off like they knew it. Yeah, they didn't forget it. They just didn't have it when they needed it. This one's most people's favorite. Who's had that perfect answer to a question or an objection 10 minutes after the meeting ended? You hung up the phone, you're like, oh, no. You knew it. You didn't forget it. You couldn't access it when you needed it. That's why the idea of an instant recall memory is so appealing to people. All right, so I promised Michael we'd be having some fun today. Are we having a little bit of fun so far? You getting some good stuff? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing today? It's about to get real awesome. All right. Open up your workbooks to the middle where it says the memory game. We're going to give you a chance to evaluate your own memory. Did you feel the vibe just change? Except Jan. Jan's still going strong up here. She loves me. Here's what we're going to do. As a group, we're going to come up with a list of 15 random things. Okay, this can be anything in the world. It can be anything from this room, anything from home. If you want to say purple kangaroo or continuum transfunctioner, I don't care. Doesn't matter. What matters is we all to be going off the same list because at the end of the exercise, we're going to see how many of the items you can recall. Does this make sense? Does this make questions? Ladies and gentlemen. All right. Jan, I'm afraid to ask you this, but would you love to get us started with the list? What's number one? Broken television. Did you call housekeeping? Okay. Number one is everybody write down broken television. Unless you've been through memory training, I'd recommend you write down broken television for number one. And Dave, how about number two? No. I know. There's like 19. If your name is Dave, by show of hands, how many of you are named Dave? MC Guire. My handler. You got a broken car. Broken television. It sounds like a country western song. Broken television, broken car. Number two is a broken car. By show of hands, if your name is not Dave, what can I? You want to get us something for number three? Bicycle. Great. Number three is bicycle. Three is bicycle. And we'll come over here. John, how about number four? Shinola watch. Four is a Shinola watch. It's a very nice watch made in Detroit. Oh, they start at $5 1/4. Four is the Shinola watch. Five right here. Horse? Five is horse. 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 How about six? Deep dish pizza. Is that a brown nose answer because I said because you know I'm from Chicago? They're not. Yes. My people. These are my people. All right. Six is a deep dish pizza. How about seven? Yeah. Book club. Seven is book club.
I missed one.
Which one?
It must have been number 5. Oh, that's horse.
Jan, you're on strike 2. Are we on 8? I think we're on 8. Functional iPhone. 8 is functional iPhone. All right, here's what I'm going to give you a quick minute. Try and get the first half of the list memorized. What's that?
He went to a Dale Carnegie years ago.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Good. Yeah, that'll help. Doing it in order will help. All right, that's enough study time. That's a really good memory tip for y'all. Anytime you have a list of things you need to recall, break the list down into smaller chunks. The more beginnings and ends you can create, the easier it is for you to recall that information. Great study. Hey, guys in the back, gals in the back, great study tip. Don't study for an hour. Folks that have kids that are in charge of watching them study, don't study for an hour. 15, 20 minutes, quick break. Second 15 or 20, break. Third, if you need it. You'll find that you'll retain 2 to 3 times as much information in that same 60 minutes. Your brain always remembers the first thing that it heard and the last thing that it heard. That's the other reason you repeat the person's name after you meet them. So I think we're on number 9. You want to give us something for, what do you got for number 9?
Video camera.
Video camera, great. 9 is a video camera. 10? Golf club. 10 is a golf club. Virginia, how about something for 11? Good book. Great. 11 is a good book. 12? A snail. 12 is a snail. Kevin, how about 13? Dog. 13 is dog. Michael, 14? Dolphin. Yes. Wait. Now. New car. 15 is new car. Thank you, Barbara. All right. We all have a list of 15 things, right? Yes. All right. Here's what I'm going to give you a legit minute this time. Commit all 15 of these items to memory. Okay? Because when I say so, I'm going to have you flip your lists over, and I'll call on one of you to stand up and recite the list back to us all in the proper order. So you don't have to know who said what. Don't worry about that. You do need to know 1 is this, 2 is this, 3 is this, so on and so forth. Ready, set, go. Don't feel any pressure. What's that? Yeah. Remember I said I'm really good at helping people who have too much fun learning how to be more effective and efficient? I'm talking about you. It's a different class. All right. It's all right. All right, go ahead. Flip your list. That's enough study time. Flip your list over. Flip them over. Flip them over. This is right. It's fun for me. Gotcha. Ma'am, what's your name? Linda. Can you stand up? Everybody say hi, Linda. Hi, Linda. You're the lucky winner today, Linda. I always call on the person to flip their list over last. That just tells me the most amount of time to study. You're in great shape. You ready? Do you feel, okay, Linda, do you feel like you memorized the whole list? Found that one quick, didn't you? Out of curiosity, who here feels like they memorized the whole list? No one. Okay, I'm not going to make you do the whole list. That'd be very unfair to me. Do you feel like you memorized at least like 2 or 3 of the items? 5? Okay. Oh, this should be easy then. Just do this. Give me 13, 4, and 9 in that order, starting with number 13. I'm joking with them. You can have a seat. You guys give her a round of applause. Linda, actually, for your complete lack of effort, you get a magic blue lightsaber pen today. Yeah. So, Linda, I did not do this to embarrass you, to call you out in front of the group. Your color's good. Normally, I get people to get like really white or really red. Done to illustrate a point. Isn't it amazing? Like, we just came up with a list of 15 super simple things, right? A couple of them are actually the same thing. But as soon as you didn't have access to the list, what happened to most of the information on it? Poof, gone. How does that happen? What increased in the room when I told you that someone's going to have to stand up and recite those back to us all? Anxiety, stress. Stress is the #1 killer of your memory. That's shocking, right? I know. The #1 killer of your memory is stress. Anytime you find yourself freaking out because you can't recall something as simple as just going, it'll come to me. More often than not, it'll pop right back in. The other reason that I picked on Linda is I'm going to suggest that what just happened to Linda is happening to all of you every single day. You got a list of people you need to get a hold of, list of things you need to do, key documents, key pieces of information you need to communicate. And unless you have that information written down and right in front of you, you don't know where you're at in your day. You don't know where you're at with your clients or your friends or your prospects. Your efficiency, your effectiveness, your general sense of professionalism just starts to diminish. You guys get that? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a little fun. I'm going to show you what you could do with a train memory. I'm going to try and do the list for us real quick. I'm trying to do it forward and back. Before I do that, though, I want to make a couple things very clear. Number one, my background's not in memory training, okay? I'll talk about that more at the end. I didn't go to school for this. Two is I didn't write down and review the list like you all did. It's been proven that for most people, you're going to forget 70% of what you hear within minutes unless you write it down. So it is customary to give the memory guy a small margin of error. Can I get a small margin of error? Tammy, we good with that? Awesome. So grab your lists. I think it's going to look like this. 1 would have been broken television. 2 was broken car. 3 was Shinola bicycle, or Shinola. 4, okay, then it's bicycle. I'm sorry, 3 was bicycle. 4 was Shinola watch then. I'm sorry, there we go. 5, there's my margin of error. 5 is horse. 6 is deep dish pizza. 7 was book club. 8 was functional iPhone. 9 was video camera. 10 would have been golf club. 11 was good book. 12 was snail. 13 was dog. 14 was dolphin. And 15 was new car. Yes? Okay, whoa. Thank you. Hold on. Backwards. You'd have a new car, dolphin, dog, snail at 12. Then you had a good book at 11, a golf club at 10, and 9 was the video camera. Yes? So far, so good? 8 was functional iPhone. 7 was going to be the book club. 6 was deep dish pizza. Thank you. 5 was a horse. 4 was the Shinola watch. 3 was the bicycle. 2 was the broken car. And number 1 was the broken television. All right, I'll take it now. I was going to say, Linda got the pen for doing nothing. I'll take some for doing it all. But listen, not done to impress, not done to show off. Hopefully it's a little impressive. Yeah, I know, the first time I saw it, I was like, I got to do what? No, it's done to show you something that's very important for you to understand. This is actually why I'm here today. You don't have to write things down. You don't have to take a ton of notes. Most importantly, you never have to stress about putting things in your memory. Your memory is an incredibly powerful tool when trained properly. So rest of the time, we're going to talk about a couple things. Number 1, how the heck did I do that? 2, a couple practical applications for this. And 3, how you can actually learn to do the same thing if you so desire. So normally, I'll do this demonstration, and someone says, that was cool. I bet you used association. You guys familiar with association? Yeah? The reason we're the most successful memory training school in the world is because we do not focus on association. We teach what it is and how it can be useful. What we teach, what I use, and what you can learn is what we call the mental file folder system. You may want to jot that one down somewhere, the mental file folder system. The reason it's called that is because your brain is just like a computer or a filing cabinet. It's designed to store and retrieve information. Best analogy I can come up with. Can you all picture a tall, skinny filing cabinet here? Yeah. By the way, when I say can you picture this, the answer is always yes. You can picture anything you want. But in this filing cabinet, we've got 20,000, we'll just call them client files, all right? We cool with that for the sake of conversation? So we've got 20,000 client files. They're all there. They're all alphabetical. They're all in order. And Barbara, assuming these were real files, and I said, I need Anderson, Smith, and Nelson, could you get those to me pretty quickly? Yeah, why? Yeah, there's no rocket science. That's no trick question. Yeah. No, I said assuming they're, yeah, you're right. Yes, you're right. But yeah, there's a system in place. Your brain's designed to operate with a system. Now, let's imagine our organizational structure consists of taking our lovely filing cabinet, turning upside down. Shake those files in a pile, stir them up, kick them down the aisle. Every time you have a piece of new information about a current client or a new client, it gets frisbee chucked on top of the pile. Every couple of weeks, you're late to a meeting, you trip over it, you've got to put it all back together, and then once a year, you get together for a conference, you pour a bunch of booze on top of it and light it on fire. Aside from the booze and the fire, whose desk does this sound like right now? Yeah. And now I said, I need Anderson, Smith, and Nelson. I need them right away. What are you going to tell me? Yeah, that's exactly right. Go find them yourself. Because you know it's a nearly impossible task. Most people, thank you, Linda, are not even going to start. Same thing's been happening all through your life. You're told what to learn, you're told what to remember, but you're never given the how to store that information so you can access it when you need it. A lot of people I talk to, they feel like as they're getting older, their memory's getting worse. Anybody here in that category? If you want to go anonymous, you can. Your memory's not getting any worse. Your memory's fine. You've simply never been trained on how to store the information. Okay? Every year of your life, you're adding trillions of pieces of information to that pile. Okay? You guys have seen my kids run around here with me. When my son was 3, my wife's like, he remembers everything. He's so smart. I'm like, yes, and then he's 3. Like, there's just not a lot going on. There's not a lot of files in there. Right? I love the kid. I'm proud of him, but man, he's 3. Right? So think about this. Your pile gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you don't have any organizational structure. That's why it takes you longer to find the information. So when it comes to remembering anything, there's only 3 moving pieces that go into remembering anything. And it can be summed up with FIG. So I'm going to teach you how to remember anything. I want you to hold out your hand like this. Everybody hold out their hand like this. I want you to picture a fig in your hand. You know what a fig looks like? If not, use a Fig Newton. Does the same thing. Don't use the fat-free ones. Those are not good for you. So everybody in your hand say fig, 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 Okay, what color is it? Brown, yep. All right, take it, smash it up. How's it feel? Sticky? Grainy? Take a whiff. How's it smell? Figgy, it smells figgy. Taste it. Taste it sweet, kind of green. All right, just flick that. Just flick that right off, okay? Fig is the key. Look, this is, if you take nothing away from today, it's fig. When I call you at 2 o'clock in the morning, I say, hey, what's the key to the mental file folder system? You go, fig, it's fig. Who is this? Why are you calling? All right, fig stands for file, image, and glue, okay? File just simply means a place for you to store information. We did this a little bit earlier. We had a speaker. We had Bob's column. We had the window, the exit sign, Mitch in the window. These were places to store the information. I stands for image. Image is just a visual representation of the piece of information that you're trying to remember. Your memory thinks in pictures. Anytime you want to remember something, you just got to create a picture for whatever it is you want to remember. This is why, anybody ever done that? I'm great with faces, but I suck at names? It's because this is a picture, okay? I don't know what a Rob is, but no one's ever walked up to you and said, I know you're Michael, but I don't remember what your face looks like. That conversation, your memory thinks in pictures. You need to have a picture for the piece of information that you're trying to remember. And then the G stands for glue. Glue is simply the action and emotion that you use to glue the picture onto the file. Okay? The good news is you've all been using action and emotion your entire life. You know how glue works. Think back to something that happened to you as a kid that you can still remember just like it was yesterday. What's something that happened to you as a kid that you can remember just? Cookies out of the milk chute. There's a lot of excitement and action and emotion in getting cookies. I get that. Unless are you talking about something else? I think we're even now. All right, here, if you haven't figured this out yet, where were you August 8th, 2004? Where were you September 11th, 2001? 9:36 in the morning. You guys get the action and emotion thing yet? So this is how it works. You have a place for you to store the information. You have a visual representation of the piece of information you want to recall, and then you glue it using action and emotion. So a couple practical applications for this. Number one is you can use this to deliver effective presentations. I'm curious, is there anyone in the room who the idea of doing what I or Michael do full-time is just not cool with you? Like, if you had to do what I did for a living, Dave, this is you, not you? Okay, why don't you come up on stage? I'm just kidding. So Dave, we're gonna do a little storytelling, have a little fun. Come play this. You don't have to stand up, okay? We're gonna pretend it's DisCon next year. Do we know who the governor is next? Who's? Barry. I love it. Barry goes, Dave, got a small issue. Robb's program was so well received last year, we had to bring him back. It was amazing, but he can't make it. His kids got sick. He can't make it to the island. Dave, you've had a record-breaking year. I know that you've had the best year of your life. I need you to stand up and do like a half-hour program on what went into making it such a record-breaking year for you. And we've actually got, based on look at him, he's getting red already. Based on how great Robb's program was last year, we actually boosted attendance by 50%. We got 500 people going to be there, but I know you got this, Dave. What would you do? Like, put in that scenario, what would you do? You're literally, I can see the sweat on you just like, all right, so normally you'd like freak out, right? And you'd be up here going, hi, right? Okay, or you could try this. You go, hey guys, I'm Dave. Barry asked me to spend some time. Such a bummer that Robb couldn't make it back this year. How much fun was that memory training thing? But Barry asked me to share a couple. I've had a really great year. Like, I don't want to brag, but it's been I've actually had a really record-breaking year for myself. And there's some keys that went into me being successful this year. So I really want to share some of those keys with you. Hopefully that you can take this into 2018 and beyond. So first thing happened was at the end of DisCon last year, I was really motivated to up my game, personally and professionally. So what I did is I kind of sat down with myself and identified, okay, what's really important to me? And I nailed down a really big goal for myself. And I got really clear on that goal, and with a really clear understanding of what it was going to do for me and who I was going to be as a professional, and just as a human being if I achieved that goal. And so I got really clear on it, and I got to tell you guys, I created nothing but a burning desire to achieve this goal. It was the number one thing that was important to me. And then once I had clarity on that goal, what I did was I realized that it wasn't going to happen overnight. I knew that I needed to put together some step-by-step plan that was going to give me some small wins along the way and give me an opportunity to create some positive momentum so that I didn't lose interest in chasing this goal down and hang it. So again, I put together this plan. Once I had the plan in place, I knew that I didn't have the goods right away. So what I did is I went out and I found people who had been where I was and had gotten to where I wanted to go. And what I did was I leveraged their experience. So I read a lot of books and I listened to a lot of audio programs. Does anybody know where Dave's at in his presentation right now? Dave was leveraging the experience of others by reading and listening to audio programs. He created a step-by-step plan for getting the wins. He had a burning desire to achieve his goal, and you're here talking about the keys to success. It's about to get awesome. You ready, Dave? Bring the house down, baby. So you guys, one of the things I found out, one of the best ways that I learned, you guys, I got so much out of DisCon, I decided to attend way more semi-NARs. I know that when you get in a group of like-minded people, all ships rise to the tide. So I went to a bunch of seminars, learned as much as I could, and then I got home. And you guys know that you come away from these things and you're all fired up, and somewhere between 5 minutes and 5 days later, you have no idea what you learned. So what I did, I'm really involved in Rotary, but I found another club to join. I needed to join a mastermind group that was going to help me professionally get to where I wanted to go and teach me the skills. Studies actually show that being accountable to showing up to a club once a month brings you as much joy as the doubling of your paycheck. And bottom line, you guys, I realized after Mackinac Island that I had to make a major investment in myself, not just financially, but also from a time standpoint as well. And here's the thing, I had a ton going on. Right? I still got a family, I still got friends, I still got social things I want to do. I need to make sure that I was fully present in everything that I did. When I was at work, I was committed to work. My phone was on. When I was at home, I was committed to being at home and my phone was off. Right? And you guys know as well as I do that you don't just get what you want by sitting around and meditating. I had to take massive action to achieve my goals. Bill Gates said anyone could have invented the personal computer, but he was the only one that was willing to take massive action to achieve the results. And I got to tell you guys, I had the best year of my life. My relationships are stronger than they've ever been. I've fostered new friendships. I made more money than I ever made. And what's really made it come full circle for me, especially being a part of Rotary, is now I have the ability to give back. I can now mentor the people who are where I was a year ago and have gotten to where I want to. So thank you guys. Thank you, Barry, for having me here today, and I hope you got a lot of the program. Round of applause for Dave. That's a blueprint speech out of you there, Dave. Do that. You can picture this room in your head. You go around, you set up the files in the room, and then you glue the information you need to recall. You turn the key points you need to into images. You file them around the room. The best part is I did it from stage. You can absolutely walk around, work the room if you need to. Right? You could be walking towards the back of the room, and they think you're really trying to make a point, and in reality, you're like, oh my God, what was crashing into Mitch? Oh, what was that? And it'll pop right back in. You guys get that? So just a really fun, practical way to use this skill. There's another less practical way. There's a little fun way. Let's do that. You can kind of show off in front of your friends. So let's do this. Grab that list if you still have it. And what I want you to do is I want you to rattle off either an item or a number from the list, and I'll try and give you the corresponding number or item that goes with it. And it's been about 10 or 15 minutes since we talked about that. Can I still get my small margin of error? Are we good with that? Okay, cool. So we'll do about half the list like this, just popcorn style. Let me hear an item or a number from the list. Dolphin was 14. Cross that off. Hold on. 7 was book club. You can cross that off. 10 was golf club. You can cross that off. Snail was 13. You can cross. 12. 12 was snail. You can cross that off. Number 4. That one was the Shinola watch. Yep. Great. Got it this time. Couple more. New car. That was 15. Number 6, that one was deep dish pizza, my personal favorite. How many is that? How many have we crossed off now? 7. One more. We'll do one more. 1 was a broken TV. Cool. Would you guys be impressed if I could tell you the ones you didn't cross off yet? Me too. Now, let's see. I think we did not do number 2, which is broken car. We did not do number 3, which is bicycle. We did not do number 5, which is horse. We did not do number 8, which was functional iPhone. We did not do number 9, which is video camera. We did not do number 11, which is good book. We did not do number 13, which is dog, and that was it. I think that was all. And we did 15, which is new car. So yeah. All right, I'll tell you. All right. Again, not done to impress, not done to show off. Again, hopefully it's a little impressive. Listen, the only reason I do this demonstration is to show you what you're capable of doing. Because my only experience with this skill is a workshop that we teach. And so actually, I'm going to take a quick second, and if you're interested in continuing learning after today, there's a couple really great options for you. If you want to grab that last piece of paper really quick, let me just go through this with you, and we'll get you on your way. There's 3 things that are available to you where opportunities, ongoing resources that we make available that will help take what you've learned today and continue learning and make it a part of your life on an ongoing, consistent basis. Number 1 is, you see this Planet Freedom subscription. Planet Freedom is the online home to our most popular and most impactful training programs. So we teach an 8-hour memory training workshop. So what we've done is we've pre-recorded one of those live workshops and broken up into small videos. I would not make you watch an 8-hour video. Don't worry about that. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So we got little 3-minute videos, and they're all broken down by little segments. So if you don't want to watch the names video while you're waiting in line to get your teeth cleaned at the dentist, you can do that, because it's all optimized for phone and tablet and PC. If you want to do the names, the room thing, like we did again, you can do that. If you want to learn numbers, you can do that. So basically, anything you want to recall, we're going to teach you how to do that. Our learning guarantees are a 300% increase in your overall memory capacity, the ability to recall a list of over 50 items, forward, back, any point in between. The ability to deliver presentations without notes, which you just saw, and the ability to meet and remember the names of 20 people in an hour. We also have a 3-hour goal-setting program, a 2-hour time management workshop, and a 6-hour opening to abundance, all included lifetime access with Planet Freedom. That is $297. Second component is Train Your Brain for Success. That's our home study program. What that is a self-guided, home-based coaching program where every week you get access to a new interactive video lesson where we teach you how to literally train your brain to be more successful. So there's a video on what are the characteristics of an energizing goal. How do you schedule our second video is how to schedule yourself so you can watch the videos. How to effectively take a day off, how to effectively rest and recover to keep you on top of your game on an ongoing, consistent basis. An access to myself and our top instructors through the interactive video lessons. Those are $199, and you have access to those infinitely. So if you miss one, don't worry about it. You just go back and it's not deleted. Third component is the Train Your Brain for Success book. Some of these are laying out. Somebody snagged one, they owe it to me. This is $25. This is our entire business in 247 pages. So there's a tiny bit of memory training in here, a little bit of speed reading, some attitude, some goal setting, some time management. It's not a science book. It's not an activities book. It's a how-to book. Right? It's going to say stop reading, start working on this. Basically, if you have a personal professional development library at home, put this in it. I'm biased. It's an awesome book. Oh, you get a free audio version as well. It's $25. All of these things, I'll tell you, if you have kids or grandkids in your life, single greatest investment you will make in your kids or your grandkids' education. So perfect. I'm going to wrap up. Any questions on the programs? I'm going to be first table right outside the vests. All right, come see me. I'm on the other side of the vests over there. Come hang out. Just fill that out. I've got a swiper, so if you want, pricing. Sorry. Hey, want to make sure you're getting a ton of value out of this. Those aren't the prices. If you'd like to take advantage of Planet Freedom, it's not $297. If you want to sign up, if you want to take advantage of it while I'm here, I'm going to be with you guys through the end of the conference. It's $99. Yeah. If you want to take advantage of Train Your Brain for Success Weekly, it's $99. The book is still $25. If you want to do the whole kit and caboodle, it's $149. Okay? So please thank Michael's a big reason that that's available to you guys. He had asked me to come and make sure that you guys were getting a ton of value out of your membership in Rotary, and so I'm happy to make that available to you. So if you'd like to take advantage of that, fill out that white piece of paper. Come see me in the hallway. You can break it up into payments if you want to. I'll be available to answer questions one-on-one afterwards. So we're coming up on the end of the time. Has today been good? Yes. How's everybody doing? Fantastic. So I'm going to leave you with my contact information and a couple quick nuggets. You know, you guys hear all about the why. What's your why? What's your why? Why do you do what you do? What's your why? What's your why? What's your why? It's almost like jump the shark at this point. But I tell you, I'm super clear on mine. You know, like people are like, what do you do? I don't get on a plane or drive a bunch of hours and go deliver a program and go home. Like, that's what I do, right? What I do is I share messages, and I share tips and tools, because I do fundamentally believe, why I do what I do, is I do believe that when you can more effectively accomplish the things you feel like you need to do, it lets you have so much more fun when it comes time to doing the things you want to do. And I think these are the types of skills that will absolutely do that. So if you want to do that, awesome. If not, awesome. Just please, number 7, invest in yourself in some capacity. So again, I'm going to be, it's been a blast. Michael, thanks for having me. I've had an absolute blast with you guys. I'll be able to say, in the words of my friend Tom Weber, have a fantastic finish to your year.